As a kid, I loved to belt out the hip-hop song by Adele called Hello. Although I knew my singing skills were terrible, I didn't realize that a greeting is one of the most important factors in culture communication and interaction. Greetings are much more than just gestures. They're the foundation for creating meaningful connections. So, let us not underestimate the power these small gestures can have in our lives. Today, we are going to explore the various greetings of different cultures around the world. Then, the importance of greetings in our daily lives. And finally, the significance of cultural awareness in greetings. First, we will be examining the different cultures in each greeting, including India, South Korea, France, the Maori culture, and Tibet. Greetings connect people, show respect, set the tone for further communication, and even start new friendships. The way they're done in different cultures varies depending on age, rank, and closeness of the relationship. Whether we know it or not, we're welcoming new people into our lives. Even from a young age, greetings are one of the first things we are taught in life and one of the first lessons taught in language classes. In Indian culture, Namaste is the traditional Hindu greeting meaning I greet the divine with you, done with the palms together in a prayer position, often with a nod of the head or a small bow. Also called Namaskar or Namaskaram, it is a significant gesture in welcoming and acknowledging guests, relatives, and strangers. The word Namaste originated from the Sanskrit language and is formed from two words, namas, meaning bow, adorations, or salutation, and te, meaning to you. So, namaste means bowing to you. Today, saying namaste can be said without a bow, but including the bow depends on how formal the situation is and respect for the other person. When I was in elementary school, everyone was required to take yoga as a class. I remember our instructor trying to teach us various yoga poses that no one could quite understand. However, she always ended the class by saying, namaste. I didn't know what it meant at the time. I just thought it was a fancy yoga word. Now, I realize the significance of this gesture and the impact it has on fostering deeper relationships. In Korea, greeting one another with a bow is the overall greeting for salutation, valediction, and expressing gratitude. The depth of the bow is imperative to signal respect for each peer and how one values their position. In business circumstances, bows around 90 degrees is the best way to show respect. However, if you were to bow that deep with your best buddies, they would be pretty confused. The speed of the bow also shows respect put into the greeting. A slower bow is more respectful as it shows that you are taking your time to acknowledge someone. Whereas, a quick bow is usually done in casual everyday circumstances, such as seeing your teachers at school. My first summer in Korea, I realized the significance of the big bow. The big bow is essentially a bow that requires going down to kneel on your knees. This is the highest form of respect in Korea and is usually done to the elders or deceased. This is me and my cousins bowing to our ancestral mounds. The amount of formality that the Korean greeting customs carry is incredibly significant. In France, la bise is the act of lightly kissing the other on the cheek or cheeks. Keep in mind that this is not an actual kiss. La bise would be the equivalent of a handshake or a hug in America. First, turn your head slightly to one side. Second, lean in to gently touch cheeks and make an optional soft kiss sound. Remember, when going for la bise, if you have sunglasses or a hat, take it off before or you'll have a very awkward collision. In my first French class in 5th grade, we talked about greeting phrases and the la bise. I remember our 5th grade class thinking it was the weirdest thing, but now I realize how different every culture is. The American culture is a very hug-friendly system, but if you were to try to go for a hug for a greeting in French culture, it would feel like an invasion of privacy. The variety of what to do and what not to do requires an understanding of social etiquette and contributes to the rich culture of France. The Maori culture in New Zealand uses the hongi, which is a traditional greeting that is the sharing of breath. It is done by touching one's nose and forehead with the other nose and forehead as a welcoming gesture. According to the Polynesian Cultural Center, the word hongi means the exchanging of the breath of life and the acceptance of that gift that we give each other. This greeting is not only used in traditional or cultural meetings, but it's actually used in the everyday life of the Maori people. And finally, in Tahitian culture, a very unique greeting is used, sticking the tongue out. A brief stretch of the tongue shows agreement and respect for the other. Originating from the 9th century cruel Tahitian king, Lang Dharma had a black tongue. His cruelty led to the people showing their tongues to prove that they were not the king reincarnated. As Buddhists believe in reincarnation after death, it was essential to prove that they were not associated with his evil doings. Now, the tongue greeting is a sign of respect and agreement. Understanding various greetings enhances our appreciation for different cultures. Widening our knowledge of the different ways to greet and connect with others opens our eyes to the different things that connect us with the world. While fostering our connection with humans, empathy for others, and politeness, it enables us to navigate social interactions more gracefully, making good first impressions while also preventing misjudgment. It's a crucial step towards building a more accepting and inclusive world. From this, we embrace diversity and create a wider global perspective of everyone around us. Having a global perspective is imperative for international careers and relationships. In a modernizing world, understanding various greetings from different cultures is not just about politeness. It's about embracing diversity and preparing ourselves for cross-cultural interactions in our personal and professional lives. Whether it's the respectful namaste in India, the formal bow in Korea, the friendly la bise in France, the welcoming hongi in New Zealand, or the unique tongue greeting in Tahitian culture. Each custom carries a special meaning and importance. Now, I'm not telling you to start sticking your tongue out at everyone, but rather to embrace the diverse ways people connect and communicate around the world. Cultural awareness in greetings is more than just a social interaction. It's a pathway to effective communication and understanding in our interconnected world.